All right, we're ready to get started. All right, for those of you who do not know me, I am Mrs. Nace, principal here at the middle school. Couple things I just want to start by welcoming everyone for joining us today. Super excited to have people back into the building. So again, to participate and be a part of this amazing auditorium. The first thing is we're going to be recognizing 6th grade students today for academics and the 5-Star Bulldog, which you will hear a little bit more about moving forward. I also want to take a minute, just as 6th graders rise into 7th and 8th grade, to give a shout out to our student athletes. It's something that you want to consider participating in next year. We actually had 2 teams who went undefeated this year at the middle level. We had our fall football team as well as our boys basketball team. So let's pause for a minute, just give them a round of applause. Some of you might have siblings or participants or coaches that were a part of that. I also want to give a shout out to a lady that is in and out of our office all the time, flooding around. You might have seen her this morning when you checked in. But all of the awards are printed and organized up here beautifully by our very own Mrs. Miller in our office. So I know she's either watching live stream or in here or running around out there prepping for the reception. So let's give her a round of applause as well. Before I hand it over to Mr. Fry, one quick reminder to all of our students about being respectful as people are coming up to get recognized today, as I know you will. But at this time, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Mr. Fry, who's going to commend or talk about our attendance award.
Good morning, everybody. As assistant principal, I have the privilege of overseeing attendance. So every marking period we check, and after halfway through the year and at the end of the year, we recognize perfect attendance. Perfect attendance means you're here from the time the bell rings in the morning till it rings in the afternoon. You don't leave for any doctor's appointments, you don't get dismissed by the nurse, you're here all the time. So there's 8 6th graders who've done that for the first 2 marking periods. I'll call their names if they could just stand at their seats when I call their names, and we'll give them a round of applause at the end. All these students have already received or will be receiving this afternoon certificates from the office that were in their teachers' mailboxes. So, when I call your name, please stand. William Bechtold, Mason Bishop, Josie Charnosky, Greeley Kressler, Blake Etter, Sierra Slavin, JC Swartz, and Chase Wicker. 8 6th graders, let's give them a round of applause. And I will turn it over to Mrs. Folker and Mrs. Craig, who will be recognizing some academic awards.
Good morning. At this time, we would like to recognize students who have earned honors and distinguished honors for the first and second marking period. Just as a reminder, in order to achieve honors, students must earn a B or higher in all subjects. When you achieve honors for a marking period, the honors message appears at the top of your report card. And again, another reminder, our report cards are now all online. So parents and students, you need to look online to see those marking period report cards. At this time, would any students who received an honors designation on their report card for first or second marking period, please stand and be recognized. That means you got a B or higher in all subjects. Excellent. Let's give them a round of applause. Nice work, students. You may be seated. Next, we have distinguished honors. And to earn distinguished honors, you must get an A in every single class that you take here at the middle school for the marking period. So if you achieve distinguished honors for first or for second marking period, please stand at this time to be recognized. All A's. Thank you. You may be seated. Next, we have a special recognition. We would like to give special recognition to students who earned a double distinguished. In other words, you earned distinguished honors for first marking period and also for second marking period. And so Mrs. Craig is going to read off your names. When you hear your name, please stand and remain standing, and then we will recognize everyone at the end.
All right, please stand when I say your name. William Bechtold, Benjamin Bilbrey. Sorry, if you could just hold your applause till the end, that would be great. Cade Burns, Gabriel Campbell, Judd Cleland, Morgan Colson, Madeline Failer, Lillian Franklin, Jackson Garland, Connor Graham, Lila Howard, Margaret Kaufman, Sally Kaufman, Darren Kunkel, Lola Lay, Lucy Madorsky, Aiden McGuire, Samuel Monett, Branson Motter, Madeline Moyer, Cameron Nenninger, Macy O'Donnell, Sophia Rom, Leah Roper, Jovan Strine, J.C. Swartz, Madison Swartz, Samuel Thompson, Chase Wickard, and Kayla Zelafro. Wonderful job, students. Let's give them a round of applause. We're going to turn it over to the 6th grade team leaders to give out the academic and 5-star Bulldog Award.
Good morning. My name is Sean Britcher. This is Mr. Spears beside me. We are the team leaders of your 6th grade. Parents and guardians, thank you for your attendance today. We know, although we're honoring our students, that your help is instrumental in all of this as well. Helping with the homework, helping get your student to where they need to be. We just thank you very much for all the work that you put into our kids here, and it helps make our job easier too. But we are here to honor our students for the Academic Excellence Award. Just a little bit about the award. I guess it kind of says it all. It's for students achieving high academic excellence. So their hard work is paying off, and they are often achieving the highest grades possible in their classes. So, to present the award, I would like to invite the Gold Team teachers up on stage. That would be Mrs. Beatty for ELA, Dr. Gruber for math, and Mrs. Gilbert for science. I would also like to invite up Miss Sprecher and Miss Edwards as well. We'll delay just for a moment till we get the right awards passed out. Students, we will ask that you'll hold your applause till the end when we call everybody's name. But academic excellence for quarter 1 in ELA, Maggie Kaufman. Just hold your applause, please. Maggie, come on up. Academic excellence in math for quarter 1. Should be a familiar sounding name. Sally Kaufman. Academic excellence in science, Judd Cleland. And for quarter one social studies, academic excellence, Gabriel Campbell. You may now give them a round of applause. And parents, if you want a photo op. And one more round of applause, please. The next award is also for our academic excellence, but in marking period 2. So again, students, please hold your applause until the names are called. For the gold team, marking period 2, academic excellence in English language arts, Madeline Moyer. Academic excellence in math, marking period 2, Samuel Thompson. Academic excellence in science, marking period 2, Lola Lay. And for social studies, academic excellence in marking period 2, Sam Monin. Round of applause, please. The next awards we will be presenting are for our, what we call our 5-Star Bulldog Awards. 5-Star Bulldogs, what we look for in our students: hardworking, students that are responsible, they're respectful, they're kind, they're caring students as well. They're really that all kind of a well-rounded student that we're looking for, or shall I say, we look for our doggone good students. Had to throw that pun in there. All right, so again, we'll call the names to the stage and then we'll give them a round of applause. 5-Star Bulldog for Mrs. Beatty, marking period 1, Kylie Singer. 5-Star Bulldog for Dr. Groover, marking period 1, Aurora Katz. 5-Star Bulldog for science class, Mrs. Gilbert, Tanner Smith. 5-Star Bulldog for social studies, Owen Arts. Marking period 1, 5-Star Bulldog for Miss Edwards, Charlie Birchfield. And 5-Star Bulldog, marking period 1 for Miss Sprecher, Scott Huffnagel. Round of applause, please. And the same award going for quarter 2, 5-Star Bulldogs for Mrs. Beatty, quarter 2, that goes to James Stanton. Also, marking period 2.
I was slacking on my duty, sorry. I went off.
Little delay. Mr. Spears gets so excited up here.
There's too many names. I'm a math guy. I can't read that quick.
So, marking period 1, James for English language art, or marking period 2, my apologies, English language arts. 5-star Bulldog for math, marking period 2, Nathan Morris. Marking period 2 for science, 5-star Bulldog, Kaylin Richwine. Marking period 2, 5-star Bulldog for social studies, Lakota Henke. And 5-star Bulldog for Miss Sprecher, Isabella Behrens. And 5-star Bulldog for Miss Hangen, Haley Hoffman. Round of applause, please. And it's now my privilege to turn the microphone over to Mr. Spears, and you can watch me scramble with the awards.
All right, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Excellent. I know you guys want this to drag on to get out of class as long as possible, I understand. So we are here. Let me introduce the maroon team. We got Mr. Maroon, ELA. Mr. Tigger, Social Studies. Mrs. Brown, Science. Ms. Edwards, Math. And yours truly, also Math. Alright, so if you notice, parents, when they were calling the Distinguished Honor Roll and the Honor Roll, and all of those students that stood up, it made my job real difficult to choose just one academic excellence, because all of these students are really excellent. So as teachers, I mean, this is a great honor to give an award, but it's also like, wow, I wish I could have chosen 10. But anyway, for quarter 1, academic excellence, please hold your applause to the end. For math, we have Branson Motter. For ELA, we got Leah Roper. For social studies, Madison Swartz. And for science, JC Swartz. Any parents who want to come up and take turns, feel free. One more. All right, quarter 2, academic excellence in math, Morgan Colson. In ELA, we have Connor Graham. Social studies, Jacqueline Wright. And in science, Andrew Breen. Sadly, I don't have any good puns for this one like Mr. Pritchard did, but we are moving on. We are moving on to our 5-star Bulldog Awards for the Maroon team for quarter 1 in math. I don't know why you just sat down. Andrew Bream, come on back up. In ELA, we have Haley Butebaugh. In social studies, we have Brindley Gamble. In science, we have Branson Motter. And we have Isaiah Peterson. Come on down. All right, and for quarter number 2, the 5-star Bulldog Awards for math goes to Lillian Franklin. For ELA, Eli Keeball. For science, Sophia Ram. For social studies, Benjamin Bilbrey. And for ELA, Caden Rubendahl. All right, we will now turn. We'll now turn the ceremony over to Mrs. Schober for the Music Awards. Thank you all.
I'm a little shorter than Mr. Spears. I'll pull the mic down. Good morning, I am Mrs. Schober. I'm the chorus director and one of the music teachers. Mr. Tiffany is the band guy, and he's also one of the music teachers. And we want to recognize certain students in our band and choirs. So please come on up when you hear your name to be recognized. The chorus student for Musician of Note is Naomi Wirt. Come on up, Naomi. And Most Improved, Archer Redkay. Come on up, you two. You can give them an applause as they come up. Mr. Tiffany wants to recognize three Musician of Notes, Porter Owings, Lucy Midorsky, and Franklin Amos. And Most Improved for the first semester, Greeley Sugart. Come on up, you four. Let's give these students a round of applause. Great job, musicians. And now I'm also going to provide the awards for the arts team. So from Mr. Miller, he wants to award Branson Motter. Come on down, come on up. What is it, down or up? Ag Tech leader Jaden White, come on down for Mrs. McIntyre. Mrs. Riesinger and Mr. Deutsch want to recognize Connor Graham. Come on down, up, whichever. Mr. Roberts wants to recognize Eli Keebaugh. Mrs. Grove wants to recognize Kaylee McKee. Come on down, Kaylee. Mr. Tiffany and I want to recognize Madeline Thaler in music. Mrs. Wiggum wants to recognize Morgan Colson, and Mrs. Gibb wants to recognize Mason Garling. Come on down, you folks. Let's give these students a round of applause, please. And lastly, from the arts team, 5-star Bulldogs. From Mr. Miller, Kaylin Richwine, please come forward. That's what I'm going to say. Soraya Hockenberry, Mrs. McIntyre wants to recognize you. Mr. Deutsch and Mrs. Riesinger want to recognize Haley Buderbaugh. Come forward. Mr. Roberts wants to recognize Andrew Green. Come on down, Andrew. Mrs. Grove wants to recognize Nathan Morris in art. Mr. Tiffany and I want to recognize Judd Clellan. Come on down, Judd. I'm sorry, Cleveland. Sorry. Mrs. Wiggum wants to recognize Amber Lentz. And Mrs. Gibb wants to recognize Brady McGeehan. Come on down.
Let's give them one more round of applause. All right, one more thank you goes out to all of the parents who came today to celebrate, parents and family who came today to celebrate. Also to all of the teachers and team leaders behind the scenes who helped put this together. Let's give them a round of applause also. So congratulations to everyone who received an award or had to stand up at your seat today. I know it's embarrassing, but we like that stuff here at the middle school. Please listen up. For the family that is here, we are going to do something special moving forward. We love having people in our building. So we have a little mini reception before our lunches start out here. So students, if you have a family member who is here to celebrate with you today, we're going to ask that you stay put and we're going to be dismissing the other students back to class, and then we'll have you guys go out and enjoy some time together in our commons. I know. We'd love to put sugar in cupcakes in all of you. All right, so we're going to go ahead, teachers. You can go ahead and send the students back. If you have family here, students, just stay put, and we'll get you out to the reception.